しましたが、以下略だぜ。頑張れゴエモンっぽい BGM。
はい頑張れゴエモンっぽい BGM。 ゴエモンだよこれ。ゴエモン2。ちょっとうるさいなこれ。お試しでねちょっとやりたいですよ。選べないんだけどこれどういうこと。なんかおかしいぞ。あれ操作できないよ。
I still hear voices in my head.
Well, a voice never lies, and yours clearly is the voice of a gentleman.
適当にこんぐらい。ニューゲヴァンパイア、ライフイズストレンジとかの会社。ストーリーモードイージー、ノーマル、ハード。ノーマルかな。オリジナルのヴァンパイア。プレイ中はゲーム難易度を変更することはできません。なんだと。今時珍しいニューゲーム。さあ面白いかな。どうかな。
12 dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned, called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
Death. Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, mortality was believed to be God's punishment, a righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong. Death is not a wicked thing, nor some holy retribution. A true punishment would be to never know its sweet kiss. Awaken from the harshness and be born once more.
あ、マップなんだこれ。来た。ちょっと暗いかな。いいね。あ、違う。白黒の中に赤があっていいね。あ、誰かいる。まさか血を吸うの？血を吸うの？めっちゃ光ってるけど。
So thirsty.
お茶飲もうぜ、じゃあ。待ってるんだけど、この貴婦人が吸っちゃうの？あれ知り合い？いや女吸いたくないな。あ、妹。
Mary! Oh, no. Mary! Hold on. Please, hold on. Oh, God. Oh, no. No. Mary. Mary. No. No. No.
No. 死ぬんだ。
What have I done? This horror. It's a nightmare.
眷属とかになるんじゃない？
No! Please, a moment, let me explain! Ah!
で逃げるの？
These...
微調整しながらね、やるね。ちょっと声うるさいかな。他はいい。
My mother had a beautiful, soothing voice.
他はいい。
Trolls are after me. No! What will... No! Don't shoot!
よくなんかドラキュラが
This is a nightmare.
人を噛んで噛まれた人がドラ
I
キュラ
need
に
to
なる
get
んじゃ
out
な
of
い？
here.
おマップある。マーカーの設置、マップの中心にサザーク、なるほどね。
This can't be happening.
There's one of those vermin.
No! Please, stop! I mean you no harm.
Vampire!
やばい、弱いぞこいつ。ヴァンパイア弱いぞ。
What's going on?
行き止まり？セーブ来た。
Oh,
What is it?
Mary. What have I done? What's all this about?
Shit, where'd it go?
マッチエって X を押して近接攻撃を行う。
I can defend myself.
分かった。
Kill that thing! Where'd it go? Over there!
スタミナ
Who
があ
are
る。
you?
ロック、あ、
Stay
やばい。
back!
ステップは
Don't let it out me.
ステップないんだけど。
Sorry.
ああ、また殺し
You
た。
left me no choice.
これ銃もらおうよ。結構雰囲気あるな。ちょっと待ってよ。グラボが結構いっぱいだな。なんでこんな重いんだろう。
Who are you? Stupid beast!
どこ？回避出た。
Sorry.
はい
とニコニコ報告します。
9世紀、すごい生を吸うの。ガチムチくんの玉に噛みついてチューチューって吸うの。チンポから吸うのか。生を吸うんだね。応援ありがとうね。マウスじゃないんだけどな。感度もうちょっと欲しいな。ここいじれないのか。微妙に重い。なんでこんなマックスなんだろう。全部ありありだね。アンチエリアス、ちょっとこっちの方が好みなんだけどな、俺な。別に軽くなってないな。うん、なんかくっきりするじゃん。と思う。まだ何もわからん。あいつ倒すんだな。ターゲット切り替
Please
え。
stop.
なんか弱いよこいつでも。
Who are you?
Filthy piece of shit!
あー、スタミナがしゃがむとかできないの。 よし。うわ、グロいな。やっぱヒゲって大事だね。男の魅力の8割はおヒゲだよ。時々男が好きなのかヒゲが好きなのか分かんなくなる。
I mean you no harm. I need help. Die, you fucking leech!
Please, listen to me. I
She's
can't make
awesome.
any sense of this.
Shut up, beast!
Who are you? What is this all about? What in
あ、
God's
体が
The rest of the job.
太陽が残りの仕事をやってくれる。
leave me.
焦げる焦げる焦げる。大丈夫？
The sun.
弱いのか強いのか。
Feels like it's
炎のよう
burning me
な
to the
特定の要素はヘルスゲージの上限を減らす大ダメージを受ける。ああ、呪いみたいになった。うん。
Well, a voice never lies, and yours clearly.
ちょっとずつ下げていくから。こう薄暗いゲームなんだけど、ちょっと暗すぎるかな。もう次マックスだよ。やっぱ暗いね。こういうゲームなんだろうな。
I need to find somewhere to hide. Let me go!
なんか火炎放射器持ってないあいつ。いける？かも。来ない。来た。スプリント、長押しでスプリント。先に教えてよ。殺しちゃった。
I need to find shelter.
シェルター。これキープアウト。
Is anybody there? What is this place? The place seems abandoned. I should be safe enough here.
回復する？どうやって回復するんだろう。血を吸うのかな。男の血を吸わせろ。こんばんは。
What have you done?
Mary! Mary!
トラウマが。
Mary, I'm sorry. Whoever did this to us, I will.
サリーさん、こんばんは。お元気ですか？ちょっと胸毛らしきものも見えたね、今ね。胸毛もいいな。胸毛は剃っちゃダメだよ。胸毛。お金。回復は火と火。火と火。どれ？あ、こういうのいいね。中心人物。ブラッドクオリティ。おー。いろいろあるね。ヴァンパイアの弱点。微妙に字がちっちゃいな。火と火。昼どもは太陽と火を恐れない。そして太陽光の下に体をさらしても燃え上がりもしなければ灰にもならない。だが彼らを傷つける効果としては優秀。実に優秀だ。私は個人的にヴァンパイアを木にくくりつけ、夜明けに何が起こるかを観察したことがある。その肌は数分で内側から焼けたように黒ずんだ。うわぁ。その目と肉は溶け、その不浄な骨が 甲高い悲鳴を上げながら、一日中囚われた獣が脱出を試みるように動いていた。最終的に水平線の向こうに日が沈むと、ゆっくりと回復し始める乾燥した死体だけが残された。はい。私はその首を切り落としてとどめを刺した。火で同じテストをしてみたが、ろくでなしのヒルは、肺から元に戻ることはなかった。火は我々の良い武器だ。兄弟たち、奴らを永遠に葬る、祀るには燃やすのが一番いい。これ実際ある著作なのかな、これ。エルドリッチ朝、敵を知れより。民命処方官みたいな男塾の空想の産物。ヴァンパイアって創作か。そうか。どうやって回復すんのあなた。体力減ってんだけど。日光と炎に注意をしようと。あ、死んでる。おばちゃん。いやー。イエーイ。急に動いたりしない？うわってとか。
Wait, this one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this? Go watch.
Beautiful it is. We fancy it and share the takings. I suppose we are undertakers.
墓泥棒。あれ？投げ飛ばされてなかった最後。
That's impossible. うん。サイコメトリー？荒らされた死体か、これ。さっきの二人は悪人だから血を吸おうぜ。股間に噛みつこう。ガブって。そんなアレなグラフィックなのに結構ね、グラボの消費量が高いんだよな。噛まれた。
12 dreams for the Red Queen that sleeps under crown of stone, that she might linger longer, her eyes as white as blood.
Who goes there?
A prayer for the summoned by warring song. A child born from darkness must take scent of his power.
Who's there? Are you referring to me?
ああ、男に後ろから。
No! No! I still have so much to accomplish.
I still have so much left that needs doing.
何やるの？後ろから襲われちゃったね。ただドラキュラに噛まれたんでしょう。なんでこいつは生きてんのに妹噛んだら妹は死んだの？どういうシステムなんだろう、ドラキュラ界は。あ、人が死んでる。ちょっとなんか怖いなぁ、雰囲気が。動き出したりしない？自殺したんじゃないこれ。回復？急にガタンって動いたりしない？お、来た。
Surely this one's lost. We need to leave. And now!
No! There's time. I can save him.
That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital!
Done. He'll live.
And now what?
We fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing. No, it never got easy.
医者来た、リボルバー。あ、銃あるんだね。レベル2。弾は何発でも撃てんのかな。なんかいろいろある。良いリボルバー。目覚ましいリボルバー。完璧なリボルバー。あ、どっちかって感じ？あげるにはお金？まあいいや。武器のアップデートは書いてたな。結構あるな、種類。武器のアップデートは隠れ家のベンチを使う以外方法がない。なるほど。ここ？あ、寝たら回復するかな。夜しか活動できないんでしょう、俺は。特になんもない。この死体の横で寝るの？わあうわ、きっつきっついな、これちょっといいわ読みたいけど。これほら、ニコニコのみんなもほら、気になる人はほら、YouTube 行ってほら、動画残ってるからね。YouTube で再生して、スクロールさせるよ。こう一時停止してね。何ページ分あるのこれ。10月19日2つあるな。ベッキー。この辺、あ、2ページだね。一時停止して読んでね。うわ、なんか面白そうだな。こういうの知ってた方がいいよね。読むもしんどいよ。最初だから読む。血まみれの日記帳15日。眠れないベッキーは一晩中咳をしていて高熱で浮かされていた。朝大きな音を聞いた。川岸の地面に大きな穴を掘るのに男たちが機械を持ってきた。機械のショベルのようなものだった。そこに行って仕事があるか聞けるだろうか。ベッキーには薬がいる。これ何？俺が書いた日記じゃない？隣の死んでる人の日記？機械のショベルの男たちと話した。彼らはロンドン中で集団墓地を掘っているそうだ。安全対策なのは明らかだ。新しい疫病が流行っているんだろうか。インフルエンザが戻ってきたのか。彼らが私によこす仕事はなかった。ベッキーは昨夜は少し眠れたようだ。芋の工場は閉まっていて、この辺りに仕事はもうない。じゃあもう疲れた。もう疲れた。300キロカロリーぐらい消費したよ、今ので。だいたいおにぎり1個分ぐらい消費したよ。あんま内容ないんじゃない実は。普通に日記だな。そんなね、毎日事件起こんないよ。10月22日、ベッキーが私に襲いかかった。階段から私に飛びかかってきて、噛みつこうとした。私は彼女を叩かなければならなかったが、彼女は私を叩いた。私は2階に行って、寝室に閉じこもった。彼女が開花で叫んだり、何かブツブツ言っているのが聞こえている。天井に隠しておいた銃を取り出してきた。戦争が始まってから家を守るため、急になんかやめて。 急に閉じられたんだけど。びっくりした。なんで戻ったの？ベッキーね。私を守るために買ったものだ。自分の妻から自分自身を守るためにこれを使う準備はできている。ベッキーが狂ったと。とてもお腹が空いた。今朝下に降りてみようとしたベッキーは暖炉の近くの肘掛け椅子に座っていた。彼女は犬のような呼吸をして無動きもせずに私を見た。下にいたのがベッキーなんだ。書いたのがこの人なんだね。ベッキーは死んでいる。許してくれ。君を助けられなかった。すぐそばに行くから。で、自殺したんだ。かわいそう。どう配信しよっかな。今みたいに重要そうなとこだけ読む。
This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all.
ジョナサンで死体の横で寝るの？
It's a nightmare. That's it. So be it.
やめろ、ジョナサン。結構打たれ弱かったぞ、お前。
Rational thinking.
ダメ。結構威力ありそう。打つしかないの？ B ボタン。キャンセルできない。ジョナサン。ポチ。いい演出。ヴァンパイア。ラメー。生きてんじゃん。結構敵のピストルで結構食らってたぞ、ジョナサン。おもらし。
This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Madness it is, as mad as the moon, who turns blinding sunlight into a glowing reflection.
進化。隠れ家のベッドで進化と休息ができます。経験値を消費してレベルを上げ、あなたのバンピリックスキルを発展させましょう。わかった。パッシブスキル、アクティブスキル。これ取ればいいのかな。オートファジー。自分の血を吸収して通常または大ダメージを即時回復します。これいいんじゃない？回復。200回復。で、いろいろあるんだ、その中で。オートファジー。パッシブスキル。いろいろ書いてる。いろいろ書いてる。ポイント消費。600分の0。600入れなきゃダメなのかな。1735から右上の。思った通り。で、取って。次こっち。1300。うわ。レベルアップして強くなった気がしています。ジョナサンのフィーリング言われてもな。こっち攻撃、クロー、ブラッドスピア、どれがいいんだろう。シャドウミスト、範囲。どれか1個取らなきゃいけないんだ。 アグレッシブスキルを得るのに十分な XP を持っています。一つ選んでアンロックしましょう。シャドウミスト250影って何？ターゲットまたは自分の足元に影の雲を設置します。雲は少しすると爆発して重篤なダメージを引き起こします。爆弾、ブラッドスピア。前方の敵を貫通する血で作られた槍を投げます。血が減るの？コスト25。遠距離、クロー。遠距離？近距離でのヒットは目の前の生きている敵複数を貫通するでしょう。どっち？近距離なの？遠距離なの？爪は近距離か。銃拾ったから近距離でいいんじゃない？クロー。こっち？1000高っ。生まれながらの捕食者として脆弱な人間の爪の代わりのクローのように、ヴァンパイアは大自然からいくつかのギフトを与えられています。これらの自然の武器は組織を切り裂くことを容易にし、敵の動脈を貫くのにとても便利です。えぐいなぁ。クローを使うなら君の目には人間が違ったものに見えるだろう。滑らかで柔らかい肉みたいにね。表現がわからん。いやもうクロー取ろう。ドーン。クロー2。コストが安くなるんだ。威力がちょっと上がる。レベル8必要。パーになったよ手が。450。使ってみないとわからんよね、何がいいとか。さあ実行を選んで選択を保存しましょう。はい。おもらしちゃった。ね、しょんべん。
Voice in my head. If I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me what I am. I must find him to understand what I have become.
この死体ずっとあるの？うん。おはよう。こんばんはなのかな？永遠なる川木、北の川岸に到着する。わかりました。声がしない？怖い怖い。ちょっと落としたよ。怖っ。どこ？ちょっとホラーっぽくない？怖いの無理俺。攻撃しないぞ。あ、墓泥棒か。あ、体力回復してんじゃん。あれ？死体は？あ！死体がいなくなってる。めっちゃ光ってんだけど。
These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
あ、そうなの？こっちね。おお。ハンター。おお、そんなことできんの
？My head's spinning.
逃げろ。
It's locked, all right.
逃げろ。あ、人が。オフハンド武器は Y を押すことで使用できます。スタミナを消費して特殊攻撃を行うことができます。今の鉄砲の弾みたいになって弱いって。
I'm still in Southwark. I must reach the West End.
はい。あ、いる。殺す？スタン、Y を押して杭を使い、スタンダメージを与えます。スタンした敵は噛むことができます。噛むことによって、 どんぐらいの距離感。ほら来た。バイト A を押すとスタンした敵を噛むことができます。敵への噛みつきはスキルを使うのに必要なブラッドを回復し、同時にヘルスゲージも回復します。あ、いいじゃん。カジー。あれもう一丁。ご飯。エロ。交換。おいしい。殺しちゃった。あなたはブラッドを得ました。なんとかを押してヴァンパイアスキルを解放しましょう。セレクトかな。ブラッドを得たよ。チャプター1。どこだろうどこだろう。レベル3。この辺かな。アルティメット。こうカスタマイズできんだね。パワー&催眠レベル。情報量多いな。ブラッド。決戦。なんもない。こんなあるの種類。何ボタンなのこれ。ここどれかわからん。やっぱ暗いね。もうマックスにしよう。明るさ。雰囲気損なわれてもいいわ。目に悪い。言語字幕。これ以上大きくならんのか。コントローラー。間違った。リセットしてた。マッピングだけか。いや、どうせ変わらないから。何を押してヴァンパイアスキルを解放すんのこれ。ここでしょ。ヴァンパイアスキル。インベントリ収集品。地元の調査。市民メニュー。メインクエ。ムービー。マップ。キャラクターかな。パッシブスキル。何持ってないよ。スキル、あれか、拠点じゃないとダメなんじゃない？もう出続けるんだけど、この文字が噛まれてない。敵いる？ここ？なんか、さっきの人じゃん。こっちから来たんだよ。何を押してヴァンパイアスキルを解放するんだよ。字が出てないんだけど、スキル解放できないの、俺のこのゲームは。行こう。死ね。血寄せ。死ぬ。ありがとう。なんだって。マルと A を同時に押す。マルと A。箱コンなんだけどな。マルと A を同時に押す。コントローラーのマルと A を同時に噛むことで解放できます。噛むことが重要。まず、もうダメよ、そういうのは。ちょっとマジで混乱したじゃん。すごい脳の処理がフル回転してた。今プレステコンだったら丸。やばい、死ぬ。回復する。回復。おぶね。回復。ブラッドで回復できんの？なんかでかいぞこいつ。スタンしないよ。スタンしないじゃん。 硬い。ちょ。バイト。よし。よし。よし。じゃあめっちゃ回復した。中ボス。
My reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
すごいなんか回復した。なんかガバいな噂通りだな。サザークブリッジ。その経験値が勝手に入ったんだけど。うわ、ここはなんか隔離、感染症のため感染隔離中です。字が消えて読めないっていう表現。この点々は保健所の許可証ないものは隔離区域から立ち去って。あんま意味なさそうだな。コロナ的な。これなんて名前だっけ。ミスター・ジョンみたいな名前だよね。違ったっけ適当言った。俺も適当言いました。ごめんなさい、わらわら。スキル取れないんだけど、さっきの。兵士になろう。王と国はあなたを求めている。イギリスの兵卒に加わり、勇敢な同志たちを前線で支えよう。何年代なんだろう。徴兵。
My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us.
雰囲気あるな。いいね。
It's locked.
めっちゃ光ってんだけど、この死体。バイト。ネズミ。ネズミでも血を得ることができると。MP だね。
It's locked, all right.
なるほどね。
I cannot enter.
Cannot enter. ここじゃん。I cannot enter? ここか。なんか押し込んだらこうなったんだけど。ビジョン？飛べる？おう。
The dizziness from the jump. I can now control it.
吸血鬼化してる。
It's locked, all right.
北側じゃない？さっき言ってた。ここだ。隠れ家。はい。いろいろあるんだね。カスタムマーカー。これ俺が勝手につけちゃったのかな。削除。噂によるとファストトラベルがないから、その辺が大変らしい。結構広いね。You。ネズミ。
I can't believe I'm doing this.
俺は吸血鬼になっちゃったんだ。男を襲う吸血鬼。
What will London have to say to me?
お金拾うってことはお店があるんじゃないの？
I cannot enter. I've so many questions unanswered. なんか技が出た。
LB で苦労。ここわあ、なんか死体が多いな。
Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum?
急にこっち向いてわーとかない？怖いの想像しちゃうんだけど、怖がりだから。
The man has been drained of all blood, but I can still smell the scent of it. I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant.
感知能力。これね。おお。
Fresh blood. The smell is so strong.
フレッシュブラッド。ウィッチャーの感覚ね。
Something dire must have come about.
ミニマップ欲しいな。永遠なる渇き、殺人者の痕跡を追う。
There is no one in sight.
痕跡終わってるじゃん。マップになんか出てたから。こっち？ここ？どこだ？あ、いた。新しい隠れ家。ここじゃん。隠れ家じゃん。読めない。バー。
At last, a little life.
いい男いるじゃん。ゲイバー来た。お、なかなか素敵なおひげのおじさんじゃん。
Whoever he may be, the killer recently entered this bar. Maybe some of the locals saw him.
ダイソンさん。
Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
シャツがもうなんかパッカー開いて
I
んだけど。
apologize for my outfit.
ダイソン。
It's been a long night.
Been there.
セクシーすぎるだろう。
Don't worry, things can only get worse.
誰か酒場に入った人はいましたか？この辺りで何が起きているんですか？さようなら。これ聞いてみる？何が起こってるか。
What's going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new.
胸毛チラ見せしてんじゃん、
Have you
ダ
not
イソ
heard
ン。
about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the sewer dog.
下水の犬。
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blamed a sewer dog, eh?
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bottle, see?
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
終わった。
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
NPC。シャツをちょっとほら開けて胸毛を見せて男を誘ってるよ、ここでほら。俺にはわかる。
Damn it. I think drink no longer stirs me.
My God, sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
動きくねくねしてるからおねやで。
どっちのダイソン？きついな。でもダイソンもこいつもちょっと可愛いよ。トムも。長い夜？
Why is it going to be a long night?
You must be new around here. Don't you know about the murders?
なかなかポイント高い。
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People die in these parts all the time, and no one cares.
Tell me more about these murders.
Every morning for the last few weeks, bodies have been found. And those poor sods didn't die of flu.
なんだろう。俺のことなのかなって思ったけど、なんか いるんじゃない？連続殺人。やべえな。
Where am I? Where is this place?
You're at my bar, sir, the Turquoise Turtle. The last ray of light in this dangerous part of town.
So you're open all night?
Yep. Figured people might need a place to rest in these dark times.
Aren't you scared?
Scared of what? All the bad shit happens out on the foggy streets. And I never go outside.
これ俺を吸血鬼にした人を探してるの。
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess.
Gentleman.
Well-dressed, quite polite.
ジェントルマンだぞ。
A professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess
個
he's still
人情
awake.
報ダダ漏れだ
And,
な。
sir,
Yes?
no funny business. You hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
おかしな真似。おねえなの。酔っ払ってるからでしょ。や
Not long ago, this sort of mess would have given me a laugh.
っぱヒゲだな。
Deserve this.
いいな、ヒゲの男が多いのは神ゲーだよ。いや、メスがいた、ほら。残念なことに、メスがいた。
It's a good thing you cannot see.
こいつ髪殺す？
Hello, sir. Are you all right?
サブリナ。
Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
結構しっかりあるな、会話が。
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic, and now all these terrible murders.
テリブルマーダー。
The murders. What can you say about them?
Bodies found in the streets every morning. Drained of blood. It's just horrible. Some say
血を抜かれててやっぱ吸
The
血
sewer
鬼じゃん。
dog. What's that?
no one knows. People have always disappeared around these parts. The ancients say it's the sewer dog coming out to feed. But now he's killing in the streets.
What have you heard about the epidemic?
There's a Spanish flu. Yeah. Killed so many last summer. Thought we'd seen the last of it. Dozens dying every week.
Are the authorities doing anything?
Nothing. There are so many quarantine zones in London now. It's gotten really hard to travel across town.
I'll leave then. Thank you.
女とはあんま話さない。 話が面白そうだな。
It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum.
汚れるね。汚れだよ、女を噛んだら。不浄の血が。べ吐くんじゃない。まずって。いきなり話してる。
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
やばい、気づかれた。
逃げなきゃ。
入るんだ。
Slowly, vampyr.
ああ、なんだと。
I mean you no harm. Say it the
眩しい。
Present yourself. I
ジェントル。
a word.
めっちゃ効くじゃん、十字架。
Anyone.
眩しい。十字架やべえ。きっついわ、十字架。えそういうものなの。
Something I can do for you.
なかなか素敵なおじさまじゃん。なんか分かってくれたぞ。不明。押して詳細を見れるの？来た、エドガーさん。医者じゃん。医者、俺も医者なんじゃないの？関係性。恋人とかなれるのかな？エドガーさん。関係性。ハートマークとか出るのかな、ここ。鶴見注意。あんま言うとバレるけど、ロシアの時のね、日本の前のさ、実はあの人が鶴見注意だったじゃん。その時っぽいね。あんまり言えないね、詳しくね。すごいネタバレになるね。6000、殺すと6000ももらえるの。なんか、いい男は殺さないでおこうよ。ヒントロック中、どういうことだろう。いやー、なんかバックボーンがしっかり作ってるんだろうな。ロクって何なんだろう。エドガーさん。めっちゃ中心人物。マジで恋人なれんじゃないの？イケメン。いる。これさっきの。ダイソンじゃん。疲労。350しか経験値ないのこいつ。トム2500もあるよ。ダイソンなんでダイソンクオリティ低いなぁ。疲れてるから。30ブラッドクオリティによる損失パーセント。30% 下がってんの？これも恋人になれんじゃないの？うまくやったら。メスは。1500ももらえるの？殺そうでもクオリティが上がるんだきっとな、これ。上げて殺すんだ。関係性、どういう関係だお前ら。なんだよ、トム。何この関係性、これどういうこと？これ中引き裂きたいね、これね。すごい登場人物結構いるな。なるほどね。わからない、言わない。普通に自己紹介しないの？君からどうぞ。人に名を聞くときは自分から言うんだよ。
Tell me, who are you? First, tell me what you want. Then I may tell you.
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, Indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
もう私、ヴァンパイアなんですって言うようなもんじゃん。認めるようなもんじゃん。こっち。
You seem the expert.
分岐してんのかな、これ。
I have my secrets, as you have yours.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
助けを求める。何を知っている？誰と話していたんですか？あ、さっきメスだったよね。教会とは何ですか？全部聞いてからこれ選ぼうか。押して詳細を見る。さっきのページね。選んだよ。あれ？
What have you uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders. The docs have always been, shall we say, somewhat unsavory. But this is different.
How different?
A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
ジョナサンのヒゲの質がいいね。なんかもうそこばっか見ちゃうんだけど俺。サラサラだなおひげ。
I heard another voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Something tells me not to trust you.
洋芸いいな。
Then the feeling is mutual.
これ日本のゲームだともうこんな主人公いないじゃん。まずおひげのおじさん、おひげのおじさんが主人公なことないじゃん。みんな似たようなさ、若者、男の若者、ナロー系アニメの主人公みたいな。みんな一緒じゃん。なんかね。やっぱ洋芸よ。あ、そういうこと組合員ってやつ。ひょっとしてあなた。あ、ひょっとして、ジョナサンあなたって。セックス来るエドガーと。
And what exactly is this brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
なんか教えてくれないな。警戒されてる。もうこれしかないね。
Then help me find the culprit.
I may, if you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We are both chasing the same
かなり
shadow.
仲間じゃん。それがはっきりしなくて。はい、違う。すげえな。はいでしょ、ここは。違うって歩み寄ってくれてるのに、気違いじゃない、これ。違うって。選んでみたいな。どうなるんだろう。すごい歩み寄ってきてくれてるのに、わけわかんないやつだよね。まあ、はいだね。はい。
A shadow, indeed. Yet I heard his voice in my head. There was a moment I believed I was mad.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
彼にケリをつける。わからない。答えを要求する？原文知りたいな、ここ。答え、俺を吸血鬼にしたやつ？なんでって。彼にケリをつける。殺すってことだよね。下かな。
I will at last have the answers to my questions.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
なんかミスった。グッドハンティング？なんか、ほら、なかなかイケメンだし、ほら。あ、これ誰？彼氏？これあなた？いい男だな。自分の肖像画みたいなのを飾る？自分。
Would you be so kind as to leave the room?
サブリナ、
I'm certain we shall meet again.
字幕変だったね。
Can I have some privacy, please?
ダメだ。なんか分岐するっぽいね、今ので。戻れない。痕跡もない。あ、見れるんだ、こうやって。6000。やっぱ医者だから経験値持ってるってことかな。それに比べて、なんだっけ、下の酔っ払い350しかなかったよ、経験値。
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something. It's locked, all right.
ロック？地元の人間から情報を引き出す。分かった。350しかない経験値。
Hello, sir. May I disturb you again?
And you're still ugly as sin.
一緒か。
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
相変わらずシャツをちょっと開いて、ほら、胸毛見せて男を誘ってる。
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
本当のことが知りたいんだ。どういうこと？
What is this place?
This is Tom's bar, a turquoise turtle. I'm the barmaid here, Sabrina, if you want to know.
Are you always open this late at night?
No, it's only since the epidemic started. Tom thought that people may need a safe place to stay.
You don't seem to have much business. Where is everybody?
Well, most people are sleeping right now. And those that are awake tend to avoid going out. What with the murders and all.
I just want to talk. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm not afraid, sir. It's just I've other customers to take care of.
I only see one customer.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I best check on them.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight. And I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
Why are you so afraid?
I mean, his skin. His hands. I scrubbed every glass and every chair that he touched. God, I hope it's not contagious.
What happened tonight?
He was dead drunk as usual. But my God, his eyes. His face. He must have caught something awful. He shouted and cried. It was terrible.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the canning factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really.
Oh, 漁師いいね。
Never been violent.
漁師とか可愛いんじゃん。
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well, Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
来た。トム・ワッツ。 詳細、市民のヒント。ヒントを見つけました。市民か関係する人の秘密を解き明かします。市民の詳細、ヴァンパイアとして進化するためには人のブラッドが必要です。結局吸うの。ブラッドクオリティバーは、もしその市民で食事をとると、どれだけ XP を得られるかを示しています。ヒントをアンロックして XP を増やしましょう。やっぱ育てるんだ。そういう感じだもんね、この図がね。トムとウィリアム・ビショップはかつて親しい友人だった。元彼？あ、ちょっと伸びたわけ、これ。この情報を得たから。トム。この人についてヒントっていうか情報を得ると経験値が増えていくのかな。殺しにくくなるとこうよく知って。
Welcome back.
人
Did you
と
find
な
what
り
you
を
were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
市民のヒント。どういうこと？
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
あっさり吐いちゃった。うん。ちょっとなんか丁寧語なのが面白いよね。あとね、なぜ嘘をついたんですかとか、彼は探さなきゃいけないんですとか、なんか丁寧なのがいいね。
Who is he?
William. Just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He
年取っ
worked
た
for
船
years
乗
at
り。
the canning factory before it closed.
じいさん？
Is he dangerous?
Yeah. Like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. He can barely stand up most of the time.
How was he tonight? Was he different?
Sicker than usual, perhaps. He whined and mumbled about how mean people were to him and how he'd like to talk to me outside, and then he left when I refused.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
飲み物入れますよ。話が面白そうだな。
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What'd you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
はい、評判は悪いから血を吸わせたいのかな、プレイヤーに。血吸わなきゃダメだよね。地下ボートを調べる、殺人者を売る。あ、ここ行き止まり？あ、いけない、いけない。
Are they stupid or something? I've never even been to India.
あれ、痕跡が、あ、これを追ってきたのか。あ、分かった。猫がニャーニャーうるさかったからやめてって言ったら巣に帰った。
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city?
こっち？あ、これだ。なんでボート残ってんじゃん。あ、人が死んでる。これがウィリアム？
The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself.
いや、グロいな顔が。
What's this? Some sort of note.
また文章。そんな長くないね。プリウェン指令書。プリウェンとは、10月30日 G マッカラムより、港湾系裸体へ、県名、港湾地域で複数の死が確認されている薄汚れたヒルが絡んでいることは間違いない。獣の居場所を特定し速やかに排除せよ。警告、最近の報告によればこのヴァンパイアは非常に暴力的だ。最大限の注意を払って接近せよ。この辺りに人手が足りていないのは知っているが、この件に新人を送り込むことはしない。もし俺が正しければ我々は毎晩人を殺している凶暴な一匹を相手にすることになる。いつものようにまず廃棄された場所、廃屋、地下室または水道小屋を調査するように。ヒルを滅ぼせ、兄弟たち。滅ぼされてんじゃん。このマークなんだろう。俺の敵だと。
These men, they're a company of professional vampire hunters. Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker.
終わり?
There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge. 主人公はもう妹殺しちゃったし、いる。ヴァンパイアなるしかないんじゃないの。隠すって何？ああ、表示を隠れちゃった。抵抗、ステルスみたいなのできる？スニーク。静かに敵の後ろを取ります。距離感わからん。押してるよ。来た。バイト。あんま意味ない。殺せ。調べられん。遠距離武器。装備して Y を押し遠距離武器を使用します。そしてスタンダードダメージとスタンダメージを両方与えます。はい。弾数は限られていることに注意してください。なるほどね。Ammunition crate. Good. I may need a lot of bullets. I feel like I'm back on the front line again.
敵いる？装備は？ここ？どこでやるの？あれ？12発。もういいや。やってたらわかるよ、きっと。あいつら。戦うんだろうな。行こうか。進化のために休息を取る。レベルアップ。いけるでしょう。エネミーカード。 L を押して周囲の敵を見つけ、エネミーカードを表示させましょう。さっきのでしょ？これでしょ？抵抗。敵によっては特定のダメージタイプに耐性があります。耐性は4種類あります。フィジカルミーリー、レンジド、特殊能力ブラッド、シャドウ。シャドウって何？オレンジはミディアムレジスタンス。レッド、赤はハイレジスタンス。はい。レンジの遠距離とかあんま使いたくなくないか。さっきの使うの？えい！あ、間違ったボタン。何ボタンだっけ？もういいよ。スタンダメ？こいつ硬いぞ。クロー使う？クロー！強い！バイトバイトバイトバイト。ごくごくごく。血を使うんだね、クローは。爪強いな。ショットガン。弾だけ取っても撃てないよね。船着き場から血の痕跡を追う。いた。一人？奥にもいる。あ、気づいた。弱っ。お、ほら、お、避けた。弾ガンガン拾えるな。でも装備してないな、これ多分。ここかな？ないな、銃。困ったな。あったあった。こういうことね。あれ？なんでどっちかなの？あ、2つ装備した。弾が0になってるよ。詳細変更。まあいいや、こうして、あれ6ってなった。リロードとかせんでいいの？下ボタン押したらクイと入れ替わるんじゃないの？これ。押してるけどダメだよ。いまいちよくわからん、システムが。あ、いる。中古ルパラ。ショットガン。ショットガン手に入るとか、ボス来るんじゃないの？もったいないな。これなんか切り替えとかじゃないの？下ボタンほら押したら。長押し。ダメだな。あ、左右だ。え？いいや、もう。来た。あれあれあれ、あー、そうだ。これにしなきゃ。血をよこせ。血をよこせ。血をよこせ。火事。さよなら。 こう。行くしかないな。これ任意セーブはないの？ないっぽいね。これ戻ってきたよ、ひょっとして。うわぁ。グロいな。戻ってないか。いや、ちょっと、休もう。拠点、ここだっけ。部屋貸して。
Things are turning for the worse around here. I told you all there was to know.
Are they
Hello,
stupid
sir.
or something?
May I disturb you again?
And you're still ugly as sin.
ダメ、なんもない。
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
泊まれないのここ。宿屋なんだから部屋貸してよ。
I hope I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get one.
これ医者いるな、普通に。鍵かかってたよね。
I cannot
ダ
enter.
メだ。フラグが立ってないんだろうな。いや、もう進もう。ここ？
It's locked, all right.
もう上の空いてる部屋貸してよ。これ結構戻るよね。いや、多分なんかこれやんなきゃ進まないんでしょう。うん。これは経験値いくらぐらいかな。吸血鬼に食われると。ここだね。ネズミ&隠れ家。ネズミは隠れ家の近くにいることがよくあります。へえ。L を押して感知能力を使うとより簡単に見つけることができるでしょう。ちっちゃい点か。いや、いっぱいだからいいや。ここ隠れ家。ここ隠れ家だ。キープアウト。来た。新しい隠れ家を見つけました。よしよしよし。で、レベル上がるんでしょ、きっと。補充。また人死んでる。なんだ750。なんか上げられる ?1000 だよ。シャドウミスト。どっちも1000だな。じゃあダメか。いろんな要素があってまだロックされてるね、これ。身体。ヘルスアップ。お、300。取ろ。よし。次も300。いけるじゃん。スタミナは？スタミナ 15% アップ。どっちも上げよう。よし。次も300。噛みつき。ハードバイティング。追加ダメージ。いろいろあるね。容量増加。5%。 結成。レイジ。これ必殺技。アビス。ブラッドコールドローン。ドローンします。防御。ちょっと撃たれ弱いよね。バリア。コーグレーション。怖っ。ターゲットの血管内で血を阻害し、敵を無防備にします。だって。いろいろできるね。実行。よし、上がった。いろんな素材あるなぁ。どこかな。
This is despicable.
あ、いる。休んだら復活するんだ。ここ。あれ、赤いとこから外れちゃうよ。これ今のとこでしょ。ここっぽいな。プリウェンガンナー。
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it.
ここだ。
The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
わあ。鉛の棒。ウィリアム？元船乗りのおじさん。両手武器。両手武器を装備してバイオスとその武器の特殊能力を使う。カマは相手の攻撃に対してタイミングが合うと、大きなスタンダメージを与えるパリーが使えます。アクション性がね、ちょっとね、ガバい感じなんだよな。ボス戦かな。パリーなんてできるの？このゲーム。こう。これ？ウィリアム・ビショップと対峙する。なんか変わったぞ。わあ。
This creature is bedeviled.
あ、いる。
I must put it down.
あ、やっぱボスだ。ああ。弱っ。あ、でもスタミナが持たん。防御。なんかね、できてないダクソって感じだね。あ、やばい。お、弾かれた。こっちが弾かれんだけど。下のゲージは何だろう。見えない。ちょっと見えないんだけど。カメラ知るのやめて。さよならウィリアム。あ、でも写真はなんかいい男だよ。あー、やばい。やばい。回復。 回復。連打できん。回復。あ、最大値減ってんのか、これ。よし。あ、やばい、血がない。これさ、こっちの武器の方が良くないか。スタミナ管理大事だぞ、これ、こう見えて。バテやすい、ジョナサン。銃撃てない。こうか。あれ？銃にならないんだけど。銃装備してたよな。あれ、あ、そっか、両手武器だからこうなっちゃうんだ、きっと。スロットが。ここ10にして。10なる？なった。よしよし。あ、バイトできる。ガブー。元船乗りの血はうまいぜ。最大値もそうか、あ、死んだ。中古警棒。ああ、化け物になってた。元船乗り。ショーン。うわぁ、ろうそくが。あ、ここの人？掘られちゃった？
Let me go. William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my
やばいやばい。
flock. They'll stray without me.
あ、死んだ。
Remember,
メ
certain
スかよ。
skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by skull?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
なんかヒロイン臭いな。
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat, and we can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
わあ、血だらけだ。うわあ、何やってんこれ。もう行っていいのかな。うん。アクションがなんかノウハウがないんだろうな。まだ。俺がアドバイスしたらいいゲームになってよ、きっと。 ボートデート。
Where are we headed?
イケメン紳
We're
士
on our
と。
way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew
その
it.
通りです。
I had my
謙
suspicions.
遜しろよ、少しぐらい。
But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
お友達ができた。
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
いける？かっこいいね。私を病院へ連れて行って。わかった。ここ。ちょっとなんかカクカクしてきたね。なんか下げよっかな。ポストプロセス。妙に重いんだよな。表示距離。解像度スケールってなんだろう。選択されてないよ。ちょっとこれにする？テクスチャーウルトラ。微妙に軽くなったかな。細いけどイケメンだね。細いからイケメンなのかな。一般的な感覚だと。俺なんか変なこと言ったかな今。やっぱちょっと感覚変なんだろうな俺な。細いけどイケメンだよ。
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Mr. Hampton needs me right now.
取り込み中だよ。ペンブローク病院に入る。ん？どこ？なんだ？なんだこれ？言っていいのかな？飲み干すのだ。あ、いる。こいつの血？もらう？
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you ass!
君を出血したままにしておこう。もっと謙虚に殺してやる。なんか拒否しかないじゃん。なんだこの選択肢。殺すにしてもなんか育ててから殺した方がいいんじゃないの？そんな気がするんだけど。診察押して詳細を見る。どういうこと？ああ、こういうことね。500しかないじゃん。ほら健康ってなってるよ。診察できない。クオリティ殺してやる。もっと謙虚に言え。
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
来た。ブラッドクオリティ。ブラッドクオリティはその市民からどれだけの XP が得られるかを示しています。知ってるよ。催眠。 獲物のブラッドを飲むには、獲物って獲物なの？メスメライズで彼らを人目につかない場所に連れて行くことが必要です。スキルみたいな。クレイに催眠をかける。もう多分これできるんだろうね。催眠かかった。
Bring this fading
Shadow.
light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
ああ、持っていけるんだ。なんだこのシステム。獲物影に導く。抱擁。お、発展。あんま好みじゃないけどなこいつ。血の誘惑。A を押してクレイコックスをエンブレイスするか。B を押してリリースします。逃がして500が1000になりそうだったじゃん、経験値。クレイコックスを抱擁すると大量の XP が手に入りますが、その結果には気をつけてください。市民についてもっとよく知り、ヒントを集めることは得られる経験値でしょ。得られる経験値をさらに増やすんでしょ。殺したら消えると思うから解放でしょう。解放。B を押してるよ。A を押して続ける。解放する。
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
リリースって出たよ。実績が。違う。こいつのなんか経験値。ほら。500が半分ぐらいで1000になりそうじゃん。ブラッドクオリティ。1000になったら殺すってことだよ。うん。4つあるんだ。はいはい。市民のブラッドクオリティは健康状態と抱擁までにどれだけ彼らに関するヒントを集めたかに大きく左右されます。この人のために働くといっぱい経験値がもらえるってことでしょう。うん。クレイさん。1か。催眠レベル。6。高いな、さすがに。6000もあるもんね。1だ。6か。この人でも殺したら話進まないんじゃないの？うん。話進めたら催眠レベルも上がって結局殺せるんだきっとな。3。ダイソンもう殺せんじゃないのこれ。ダイソンもったいないな。うん。とりあえず女は育てて殺すわ。俺の経験値になれ。男は迷うな。人によるかな。面白いな。やっぱね、こう、ヒゲのキャラがいっぱい出るのがいいね。こいつちょっと違うけど。やっぱ洋芸いいな。
I feel giddy.
元気がない。ペンブローク病院に入る？これ何怖いんだけど。うん。なんかアドバイス言うの謎の声が。どういう関係なの？仇なんじゃないの？
I cannot enter.
病院に行った？ 雰囲気あるね。ブラボーみたい。アクション面がね。この人たちみんな対象なの？あ、ちゃんとある。
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions
なんで
first.
血だらけなの？手が。手とエプロンが。ずっとそこ気になるんだけど、この人。
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
私が彼を知っている以上に、彼は私をよく知っている。こっちかな。
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Thank you. これも少数対象なんでしょ？2000もあるじゃん、こいつ。あんま伸びないぞ、あと。やっちまう？吸えるんでしょ？増えてない。ここじゃないの？いた。中心人物じゃん。レベル2か。あんまないぞよ、ほら。あ、でも3つあるんだな。2000。ドロシー優秀だね。へえ。面白いな。
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
この人いくらだろうあ、お店なんだこの人。じゃあ殺せないじゃん。
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
ガン。めっちゃ売ってるぞ、いろいろ。42円しか持ってないの？部品。ミルトンのショットガン。いくら？いくら？ 315円。高っ。
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
うわー、すごいな。銃のこれ密売してるんだ。
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know, and by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
あんまいい人物じゃないっぽいよね。みんなに血液吸われてんじゃないこの人。
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
1000。2000になりそうだな。関係性はてな。まだ会ってないんだ、きっと。ミルトン健康商店。
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
ヒントが必要。なるほどね。フラグ立てないと増えないんだ。個人的な質問。ホモセクシャルですかって。ああ、何もできない。終わった。
Goodbye, Milton.
またね。あなたは
？Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting
Tippett.
Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
ああ、ダメだ。
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
お、
I'll go.
なんか増えた。あんななんも色とかついてない選択肢でこう増えるんだ。1500。 ヒント結構あるのに、あんま伸びないね、この人は。医者のくせに。グイネス・ブラナガンには看護師以上の能力があるとコーコランは確信している。それで伸びるの？これとまだ目の前にいた人かな。
Even further, if she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
すごいいっぱいいるな。お、ゲイっぽい人がいたぞ。患者かな？クエストをやってその人のことについて知れば知るほど経験値が増えるんだ。あ、ダメだ、この人対象じゃないんだ。ああ。この人。
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
お、さっきのでここが解放されたんだ。これ選ぶとこの人のも伸びるのかな。あ、これさっきので伸びたんだ。伸びて3000。すごいなこの人。あれ5かレベル。
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
ちょっとそこ感じた、さっき。色付きのは何これ？催眠なの？なんかエフェクト入ったね。ちょっと特殊な吸血鬼の能力なんだ。
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting.
1時ぐらいかな。
We could all do with a good night's sleep.
だいたいね、1時ぐらい。うん。
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
目を引く人は話して。
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
来た。伸びた。やっぱ。これ何気ない会話っていうか、普通の選択肢の中で、その人のことが分かったり、他の人のことが分かったり、世界観が分かったりして、深まっていく感じなんだね、きっと。ただどうしようかな。すごく配信向きじゃないよな、多分。すごく面白いんだけどな。どうしよう。その辺のなんかね、作り込みがね、やっぱよくできてると思う、多分このゲームは。Life is Strange 作ったところだから。うん。どうしようかな。
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
すごい丁寧に作ってるっぽいな。あ、この人たちもう死ぬんだ。吸えない。こうやってそうやってでも少数ゲームでしょ多分これ。吸血鬼だしね。
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
何これ。公共の場で咳をしないで。コロナじゃん。コロナじゃん。ドイツ大丈夫なの？
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
なんだこいつ。従軍中に嫌な経験が。なんか嫌なやつだぞ。2000あるじゃん。4000になりそうだな。みんなに、4000になったらみんなに座れるんでしょ、こいつ。そうか、病院だから医者が多いんだよね。で、主人公も医者で、でも血吸わなきゃいけないんでしょ。なんか嫌だね。あ、ここ、医者だ。あ、これさっきの人。
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
嫌な感じだよ、こいつ。多くの命を救ってきた。知識は我々の主要な武器だ。君に私の行動を判断される言われはない。こんぐらい言ってもいいよな、こいつ。なんなの、こいつ。下だよ、これ。
I don't see any reason why I should justify my actions to you.
That's true, Dr. Reed. The only judge has to be yourself. The question is, are you judging yourself hard enough?
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
そんな敵対心は必要ないよ。嫉妬は君のためにならないよ。私に対する口調を変えた方がいい。なんかこじれてんのこの人。なんか嫉妬は君のためにならないよ。これ言ってみたいな。
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reed. A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
ヘイト溜めすぎだろう。血を吸われるキャラだろ、明らかなこいつ。ウェバリーさん。あ、でも4あるな。4になったらもう行こう、こいつ。できれば育てて。経験値4000になるから。なんか他にも影響が出るのかなこれなあ。医者殺したら患者が死ぬとかさ、この担当の患者が死ぬとかさ、そういうのあるのかな。やだな。嫌なやつ殺してすごいこの2人がいい人で2人死ぬとかさ、そういうのありそうだな。
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
お、来た。お、600増えた。あと2つ。ウェバリーは新しい医療技術を好まない。
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
ここすごい会話量ありそうだな。こいつな。うわ。これは入り口の人。ちらって見えた人だ。
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
ハーベイさん。500。やっぱさっきの、じゃあ、シチーが、あの人じゃん。ウェバリーじゃん。ウェバリー殺した、この人知るんじゃないの？関係があるよ。ダメか。あなた自身について。
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter.
大工
And a
いい
good
ね。
one too.
腕
But
が
that
いいん
means
で
I
すよ。
need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
医師たちがあなたの症例について言い争っていたんですか？怖いな。患者の目の前で言い争うなよな。
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the
直
responsibility.
してあげようよ。
My apologies.
終わった。
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
不安だね。
Reads me like a book.
大工さんとか最高じゃん。書きかけの手紙。大切な子供たちへ手紙を書けなくてごめんよ。この紙に文字をいくつか書くだけでもものすごく痛いんだ。心配いらない。お父さんはお医者さんが腕を治してくれたらすぐに病院から出られるからね。その間困ったことがあったら現場にいるチャドウィックさんのところに行ってハーベイ・フェリックの子供だって言うんだよ。ロバート・チャドウィックのこと覚えてるかい？口ひげの生えた大きなおじさん。いいね。ロバート・チャドウィックいい男じゃない。口ひげの生えた大きなおじさん、俺好みじゃん。去年の春のお家のドアを直すのを手伝ってくれたね。彼に会いに行っていくらかのシリングをお願いするんだ。少しならきっと分けてくれるから。金せびりに行けって自分の子供に言うの？今は働けなくてごめん。でも病院を出たらすぐにちゃんとするから心配しなくていい。お父さんの腕がまた強くなったらすぐに全部良くなるからね。お父さんは…で、手紙を見せて、子供思いのいいパパっていう手紙を見せて、血を吸わせにくくしようとしてるんでしょう、制作者は。ねえ。ロバート・チャドウィックさん気になるな。ヒントなんだこれ。700になっちゃった。で選択肢も増えるの。勝手に手紙読んで。
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick. Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
ご家族が心配そうですね。
You seem worried about the safety of
こ
your
れ何こ
family,
の演出。
and it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
あらら。どんどん経験値増えるぞ。
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
あらら。
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Ellen didn't bring them with her that night.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
ああ、あと1個だ。この人吸えないよね。1だ。もう今も吸えるよ、これ。850もらえるの？かわいそうすぎない？
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
なるほどね。
Calm the children, Ellen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
こういうゲームなんだ。嫌な医者は育てて吸おう。今の人吸いにくいなあ、血。吸血鬼って鏡映るんだっけ？映んないんじゃなかったっけ？
Kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
I will not let you down, my boy.
2000
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
研究は消耗する。お世辞は無用だって。どんなキャラなのこれ。
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me,
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded.
彼の視野が
Dr.
狭い
Swansea
の。
taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza
やっぱそう
and
思
all
う。
that's going on,
彼は
you
視野
should put
狭
your
いよね。
differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
高慢チキですよ。そう思うよ、俺も。いけすかないね、あいつはね。こいつね。これなんか質問に対してもう洗いざらい答えさせてるんだろうね、能力で。言いづらいことも思ってること全部。
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
吸血鬼の能力で嘘偽りなく答えてんじゃないのこれ。
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
揃ったんじゃないの？ああ、揃った。吸えないよ。もうこれ以上変わんないんでしょ、でもこの人は。1000。怪我について自分を責めている。子供食べさせてあげられないから。家族を養うことができないだろう。腕の怪我が治らない限り。死んだら子供どうなるの？どうしよう。1000欲しいな。アクションパートが大変でしょう。これ吸わないと。ハーウェイさん行っちゃう ?1 だしさ。結局吸わなきゃダメなような気がするな。吸ったらどう影響が出るかとかも見たいよね。このシティが。どうしたらいいんだろう。やってて困るようだったら吸っちゃう。そういうゲームでしょ。あとこの石がな、吸いたくないね、この人も。
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
この人善人っぽいね。どうしたらいいんだろう。
As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
いっぱい医者がいる。めっちゃ人いるなぁ。どこだろう。
It's locked.
長い手紙。長い手紙、長いな。誰の手紙？ルーシー、ポール、母さんと父さんより。誰？気になる人は YouTube で一時停止して読んで。ちゃんとほらスクロールするから。お給料はクソだし、エッチしない日みたいに退屈よ。あ、私新しい婚約者ができたの。でも私尻が軽いわけじゃないんだから。この真面目女、姉さんのことよ。何ジョークなのこれ。バカなのこの人。戦争なんかクソくらいよ。なんだこの手紙。お、ピッパ・ホーキンスはまだ会ったことがない。ミルトンさん。1000。面白いな、人間模様が。個性があってみんな。俺を嫌う医者と支持する医者とかいてねえ、ちょっとなんか露骨な感じだけど、誰これ怖っ。
It's locked, all right.
鍵？やばいんじゃないこの人。
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency. Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you
あ、
must know,
私はヴァンパイアなんですよ。
I'm a vampire.
ガチ？書き違いか。2だ。1000。中二病かな。患者だよね。あなたはヴァンパイアなんですか？
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
コタード症候群って何？
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of pustulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
この人なんか別に血吸ってもよくないテルマさん。テルマはコタード症候群を患っており、自分がヴァンパイアであると思い込んでいる。分かったね。 すごいね。このちょっとした会話で見抜くんだ。診断できるんだね。
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
やばすぎる。間違った標的、新しい調査。なんだこれ。ん？クエスト？
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
ラニアに入る。クエストできたな。増えた。
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet.
ピッパじゃん。
My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
しっかりするんだ。
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
態度を改めなさい。驚いただろうね。
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
構埋まってきたな。でも一気に増えたな、人が。まだいる。吸ったらもちろん死ぬよね。
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
バイ。わー。やけど？
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
500.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Howクロフトってさっきの頭おかしい人。
How close are you to Miss Hawcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside. Her arm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
そんなこと言ったらあっち吸ったら死にそうじゃないこの人。彼女は精神を損なっている。ぶっ壊れてる言ってたしな。
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
トーマスはテルマ・ハウクロフトの中に彼にとっての希望を見出している。どういうことこれ。こいつ血吸って殺したらどうなるのこの人。先にこいつを吸えってことなのかな。うん。順序があるの。血を吸う。
Goodbye for now, Mr.
すんごい会話量だな。面白いんだけど、配信向きじゃないな。どうしよう。
Time has lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
不明ってなってなかった。あ、さっきの人じゃん。
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
3000結構高いな。関係性見ないとってどういうこと？ 6？ 6あるのこの人。なんか怪しくないこいつ。6あるしさ。でも吸えるってことか、血を。こいつが俺をって一瞬考えたんだけど。違う？あ、中心人物か。あ、なんか紳士がいる。ハットかぶった。
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
君は英雄かさもなければバカだ？なんかたまに変な選択肢あるな。
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
選べるの？
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The wet boot boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
ギャング。
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop?
To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine,
さっ
anyway.
きすっごい光ってたよ、十字架。ピッカー光っててきつかったけどね、掲げられた時。十字架。あんな光るのってぐらい光ってたよね。
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest.
あ、スイッチ入っちゃった。
And then I can go back to the people who need me.
あ、猫ちゃんの話したいコーナー、喋る。にゃーは。ゴロゴロじゃない。スリスリじゃないよ。猫がね、ずっとね、構ってくれってこっちを見てたから、ちょっと撫でたらね、完全に構ってくれスイッチが入っちゃった。
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
あ、経験値上がる？催眠ってどうやって上がるの？レベル4、パワー催眠レベル1。ここどうやって上がるの？あ超猫ちゃんが邪魔。
It's locked, all right.
あ、舐めないで。こういうゲームなんだね。すんごいユニークだね。どのゲームとも違うぞこれ。
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
コデイン、痛み止め。ああ、これあれか、あげたりするんだ。アヘン、麻酔薬。 奇妙な処方箋。
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
結構高いじゃん。2500。ラケシさん。
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
死んだよ。
Do you need medical attention?
I'm feeling all right, doctor. But perhaps it is because I, too, am used to the smell of the dead.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
それであなたは死ぬ準備ができている？何それ？お酢みたいじゃん。
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. but I like to think otherwise.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
さようなら、チャダナ。チャプターいくつなんだろう、全部で。面白いなぁ。どうしようかな。配信向きではないよね。ずっと文字追わなきゃいけないよね。裏でやろうかな。うん。こういうのやってから殺した方がいいんだね。殺すにしても。いっぱいあるな。競争剤売ってなかったね今。売ってた。
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
ないね。このゲームをね、なかなか配信でやるのは難しいと思う。ほぼ会話だから。日本語だったらまだね。しわくちゃの手紙。死体から。ミルトン・フックスは悪どい。そうやの？でこれ増えたんだ。2つ聞けるよねこの人から。
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
I'm all right. Considering the state of this place, I should consider myself lucky, I guess.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
吸わなきゃダメなのかな。てかセーブどこ？ちょっと話進めた方がいいの？2階で自分のオフィスを見つけるをフラグ立てたらセーブされるよね、多分。2階。そこまでやって終わろう。この人気になるけどな。 おばちゃん個性が強そうこの二人。2階どこ？
With you at our side, Dr. Reed, I know that Pembroke will prevail and survive this epidemic. Not now.
It's locked.
Hmm, どこ？あ、これ顔焼けた人。あらら。現実ファントムペインじゃん。
It's locked, all right. This must be the place.
隠れ家。
It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
うん。セーブ出た？ここ？あ。クラフト。決戦はあなたを強化する。ああ、これあったね、さっき。分析。分析をすると、あ、経験値が入った。経験値なんだ。分析って。ああ、素材がいろいろ足らんと。
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me.
Mutation.
I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
来た。どこ伸ばそう。2秒間コントロール。敵を無防備にする。2秒間。キープできるよね。セーブ入った。
If I'm to stay here until my research
あれ、チャプター2になったぞ。
I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
というわけで、すごく興味深い、ゲームなんですが、いまいち配信向きではないかなという判断に達しました。ね。 いやでも洋芸はいいな。やっぱこうおひげの男がねいっぱい出てくるのがポイント高いね。日本のゲームにない魅力だよ。ねえ、話も面白そうで、俺がなんで吸血鬼になったのか、誰が吸血鬼にしたのか、この中に出てくるのかな、いるのかな、もういるのかもしれん。この中にマジでこいつなんじゃないなんか怪しいよな。この中にいるのかもしれん。殺せるのか。もうレベル1だ。進めたら上がるのかな、ここは。で、レベルキャップだね、要はね。じゃあ6のやつが怪しいな。6の誰かなんじゃないの、俺を吸血鬼化したのは。というわけで、寝ます。ね。いや、これはでもいいゲームだと思うよ、ほんと。配信向きではないと思うけど会話中心だもんね。でもそういうゲーム好きだけどね、配信向きではないね。そういうことが分かりました。これ裏で続けてやるわ。というわけで、明日ないかな、あるかな、なんかちょこっとやるかな。なんかやってたら見に来てね。またねー。